Hello everybody. Let me tell you about what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be having some fish fingers. There we are. Now these, as you can see, they're a name brand, which if you've been a viewer of my channel for a while, you'll know that I don't often go for name brands. But this is part of the 5 items for £5 at the co-op. That every, I don't know, they'll do a promotion for like 2-3 weeks. Two or 3 weeks, where they do 5 items, or sometimes even 6 for £5. And this is one of them. There was a big 2 bits of fish, there were some fish fingers, there were some peas, there was an ice cream, and there was, did I say peas? There was something else. Anyway, so I'm going to be having those in a stand and stuff tortilla. I'm going to be putting some cheese with them as well. Now you'll have to forgive me. I think it was Dan the man who wrote to me and said that he had these fish fingers in a tortilla wrap with cheese. Now I've just been looking for the comment. I can't find it, but forgive me whoever it was if it wasn't that. But I believe it was Dan the man. So if that's the case, thank you very much for the idea. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm going to do, this is a pack of 8, I'm going to do all 8 in here. I'm going to put them in for 200 and, well, the cooker only goes up to 200. It goes up to 200, it should be 230 according to this, which is a bit of a drag. Alright, so, there we are. I'm going to put them in the highest temperature for about, I don't know, about 12 minutes. Anyway, while I'm doing that, while that's cooking, I'll take the opportunity to do a few shout-outs, because I've been doing a few recently. Now, there's a few, let me see. In regard to, I did a video, hot dog with cheese, gherkins, onions and relish. Now, Lee saw that and he says that he would, yeah, because I did it right here. I ripped up some cheese and put them in with a hot dog, which I must say it wasn't the best idea. But he writes that he would get rid of the cheese and replace it with chili cheese. Now I don't know whether that's a sauce, chili cheese sauce, or cheese with chilies in it. I don't know, but whatever it is, it sounds pretty good as long as it's not too hot. I must admit, I don't often go for cheese other than the processed stuff that I get from the co-op. I don't often go for chili, so I don't see a whole lot of chili cheese combination in the shops, mainly because I don't look for it. But it sounds interesting. Maybe if you could, if you're listening to this, Lee, maybe you could write and tell me where you get it, how much it is. Is it a soft cheese? Is it a paste? Is it a solid block? And I'll pass it on. Okay. Now on the same video, hot dog with cheese, gherkin and relish, Bacon Noodles said he said he didn't know that he could make, or didn't know I could make such a great meal. Well, thank you very much. That was Bacon Noodles. Now the answer, if the way I seem to do is because I seem to improvise a lot. You know, sometimes I'll be halfway through cooking some food, I'll have an idea in my head about what I'm going to do, and sometimes I'll change it. I've been known to change it halfway through from a curry into a hot pot, or I'll throw in some ingredients that I'm just finding halfway through the dish. I'll find it in the freezer, add those to it. It's all, and what I did in that particular hot dog was I took some pickled onions and I sliced them up. Now I've had pickled onions in hot dog. Well, I've had onions in hot dogs like everybody, but they've been cut up and fried. But I've never had a pickled onion cut up and put into the hot dog. Now that's just improvising that I just thought up on the spot there. So the key to that ingredient, Bacon Noodles, is improvise. Just make do with what you got. Look at what you got and make a dinner out of it, you know. So that's the answer to that. And I've got one more in a moment. Oh, actually, and also fake name. writes, "Congratulations on passing the 500 subs." Well, thank you very much. And everybody else, thank you for those who, sent you some congratulations and, 500 subs. It's been like just over 10 months, about halfway there to the goal of 1,000. Thank you to YouTube for changing that rule. Alright, fake name, thank you very much. Now, there's a special one here which I'd like to... Now, what I do, like some of you know from previous videos, what I don't like to do now, when I first started the channel, I was doing shout-outs left and right. Anybody who asks for one gets a shout-out, because I like doing the shout-outs. And I don't want to drag this on too long. I'm only talking while the fish fingers are working in there. But then after a while, you get people write, and they were getting right abusive, that they weren't getting the a shout out as quick as they'd like. So for that reason, I stopped for a while. But now what I'm doing is I'm doing shout outs, and what I tell people is now and again, if you've got something to add, rather than just ask for shout outs, which I'm reluctant to do, make it with... Oh, my nose is itchy, I had a shave there, but itching a bit. Make it with a question or a comment or a suggestion on a dish, on how you would change the dish, and how, if I've done something wrong, put that in. That happens quite a lot. I'll do something wrong and somebody will write to me and say. So on that regard, I'll do a shout out for Harry XD, who's been asking for a shout out. For that reason I've been reluctant, because otherwise it's... But he actually sent 2 points in. He asked, why do I use a pot noodle tub to drink out of as a drinking glass? And the answer is that, one, it holds a lot of liquid. It holds, well, it's 114 gram, but it must hold about 3/4 of a pint, I would imagine. I don't know what that is for the Americans, or they don't use pints, but it's about 3/4 of a pint. So for that reason, it's convenient. The main reason, so you don't have to fill it up so often. And the other reason is it's wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So what's happened to me in the past? You've been drinking vodka and with whatever you're drinking in there, Coca-Cola, lemonade. After a few vodkas, you get a bit sleepy, and then the thing just starts to slip through your fingers as you're asleep. And what it is, it's wider at the top, so it helps it stop falling all over your trousers. It just helps you keep the grip on the glass. And the third reason is, I'm too tight to go out and buy some drinking glasses, and you get a free one with every pot noodle, you see. So that's why I do that, for the 3 reasons. And the other thing that Harry XD commented on was, he asked if he suggested trying the McDonald's hash brown with cheese on it. Now that sounds really good. McDonald's hash brown with cheese, because the hash browns are quite good. It's been a long time since I've had one of those. And actually, but maybe Harry XD or anybody else can write, perhaps, if you go into McDonald's, will they do it? I would imagine they would, because if they don't, just ask for the manager and complain, right? And tell me how much it is. Are they reluctant to do it? Because I've been in places, let me tell you, and they're reluctant to give you tartar sauce, the stuff they put in the fish fillets. They're reluctant to put tartar sauce in a separate container, even though I bring in the container, because I want to put my chips in it. Sometimes they can be a bit awkward like that, even though you're paying a boatload of money for their food. So, if anybody's out there, let me know, will they do it? Do they give you any grief? Like I say, if they don't do it, have a word with the manager. Say tell me how much they charge for the extra cheese. I'll be interested to know, and I'll pass that on and give you a shout out. So thank you, Harry XD, for those 2 comments, and that is everybody. Now I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to check on the fish fingers. Now, what with the shout outs, it's going to be I'm going a little bit over schedule on the time. So I'm going to try and keep this quick. Now what I'm going to do now is, because like what I do, if I get suggested a dish, then what I try and do is to, copy the dish, but, for novelty, try and make it my own there, trying to make it, something that's different than, other people wouldn't normally try. You know, and you know, it's no good copying stuff. It's, you know, trying to make it a bit of originality. So for that reason, what I'm doing here is I'm putting some gherkin in. Let's see, put that one in there. Now you've seen these before. These are the gherkins I got from the cash and carry from Costco. They're about $3.50. Okay, so there you go. Now the plan is, when the fish fingers are done, I'm going to put the fish fingers in. Now, oh, also what I did, I also put some, like it was suggested, cheese, alright? There's a slice of cheese underneath, gherkin on the top. I'm going to put the fish fingers in, then the slice of cheese on top of that, you see. So, so there's going to be gherkin and fish finger in between two slices of cheese. Now, when I put the cheese on the top, I'm going to put it in the microwave for a few, 30 seconds or so. I'm going to see if that works. In actual fact, what I'm going to do is, just for the hell of it, this one, I've chopped up a onion. It's a pickled onion. It's not been cooked. It's just raw, straight out of the jar. I've chopped it up. I'm just going to see if it'll work. All right, I'm just going to put that, drop that in. I don't know what it's going to do, but you don't know. You know, that's what it's all about. That's where some of my masterpieces just come from, improvising with ingredients. So I've got gherkin and onion, and in a moment I'm going to put fish fingers in there with a slice of cheese on the top. Here we go. Now I don't know how many I'm going to fit in here. Probably fit 2, I think. Yeah. What I'll do, in fact, I'm going to cut these. I've ripped them in half, right, so they'll fit in better. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put another slice of cheese on the top. In fact, this one I'm going to rip in half to try and get it all covered. Okay, right, I'm going to put this in a microwave for about... I'm going to try, well, I'm going to put it on for 1 minute because it's difficult to do it in half-minute increments. But I'm going to have a look at it in 30 seconds. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it takes less than 30 seconds, so you've got to be careful. Now, now I'll tell you, this is really hot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for it to cool down for a second, then I'll eat it. Okay, here we go. Now, it's still kind of hot, but remember there's 2 slices of cheese, and in between the 2 slices, one at the bottom, one at the top, in between you've got 2 fish fingers, gherkins, a pickled onion that's been diced up. There you go. So, here we go. Oh. There. Whoa. You've got to watch the cheese, man. It gets really hot in the microwave. Tell you what, this is quite good. Yeah, I like this. You got the gherkins, the fish, the cheese especially, all go together. I'm not getting much from not getting the onions so much, but then there wasn't a lot of onion in there. There's only 1. Now this is good. If you were to take this to work, you could pre-cook the fish fingers at home, and basically, you know, cut up an onion, and the gherkin, take it with you, put it all together, and microwave it at work. You know, as long as you cook it before you go to work, it'd save you some time. Now this worked, let me tell you. But that's what it's all about. It's all about improvising. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to pan down, and I'm going to try some of this hot dog relish in it. You know? You see, that's what I mean to Bacon Noodles, who wrote, you know, it's all about improvising. You know, I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a go. Not bad, no. It adds a bit of tangy sharpness with the pickled onion and gherkins and stuff that's in that sauce. It is a bit of a shocker. It's just come out of the fridge, cold sauce with the hot tortilla. But it doesn't hurt it any. Anyway, that's so I'm going to try the other two now, and just an idea of what you can do with a couple of fish fingers and some tortilla wrap. Anyway, sorry about this being such a long video, and thank you if you stuck to the end. Thank you for watching.